Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Phil and Ryan, listen up. Ryan, next on the list is number 33, Caroline Ducharme. And you told me this is going to be an interesting episode because let me tell you this, Ryan. In her freshman season, she appeared in 31 games with 11 starts. As a sophomore, she appeared in 23 games with 5 starts. But then as a junior, if you remember, Ryan, she started her first 4 games of the season before electing to medical redshirt. And the reason I say this is an interesting topic of conversation tonight as you come on with me on this very cold, chilly Sunday night. And, that's just another sign that, Ryan, basketball is in the air. We only have about a little over a week left until the season kicks off. Thank you, KK. Thank you, everybody. Ryan, they need to come through. That's a message. I know you have a message for them, so you can take over, not only to subscribe, but come through because the season is right around the corner, right? As soon as I open that door up, the season's like, boom, hitting me in the face. But look, let me tell you this, Ryan. This is interesting because I looked at called this article, this beginning of this year, credit Michael Vopel for this. UConn's Ducharme to sit season with head and neck pain. But then the season before that, she dealt with continuing head and neck issues. And a concussion. Ryan Ducharme is probably most likely the most anticipated player on this whole list when it comes to injuries. We can't wait to see what she has left in the tank. Not only that, what's your take on her physically, what she can contribute on the court? Because we all know a lot of comments we've seen over the past couple of months. Maybe she should just hang it up. But you did tell me when she is on the court, she's a powerful Husky for this team, and she is a weapon offensively and defensively.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But we're only about, a week away, I think, from, I believe UConn plays one exhibition slash preseason game, and then of course the regular season starts. So yeah, it should start heating up here. Of course, finishing this player series up, and hopefully we get the our starting lineup, our annual starting lineup video out before the first game of the regular season rolls around. But yeah, getting into Caroline Ducharme, and there's a couple people in the comments, as this player series was rolling along, talking about Caroline in a couple of those episodes, and yeah, I've kind of been looking forward to talking about her. Perhaps the most mysterious player you could say, or the player with the most question marks coming into the season. Caroline Ducharme enters her redshirt junior year, only playing in the first 4 games last year. After that, of course, like you mentioned, because of her head and neck injuries that she's been dealing with, unfortunately, for about the past 2 years now, forced her to sit the rest of the season. But going back to her freshman season when she was completely healthy that whole year, Ducharme averaged almost 10 points per game, along with 3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and about a steal per game. And in her sophomore season, she had pretty similar numbers, a little down because she played 8 less games, and that was around the time Ducharme started to deal with those injuries. And these head and neck injuries are really one of the worst ones to have because it's really different for every player, and there's not really a specific timetable for a recovery or for any sort of return. It's obviously worse than a concussion because of how long she's been dealing with it. And I think the concern is if she's ever able to come back and play, not even just being able to play through a whole season, but just being able to step up and play in some of these games and get back, hopefully, to the player she was 2 years ago. But yeah, like I said, it's really been a shame because I think Caroline has a lot of talent. We saw that her freshman year, and she could have a very prominent role, in my opinion, on this team. But will the big? I think the big question is, will she ever be able to fully recover from the injuries she's been dealing with?
Well, I can't guarantee you this, but your take as well, Ryan. I guarantee you this. We probably won't see this again. Hopefully, we won't see any kind of injuries to anybody, that is. But if you remember back against Georgetown, I think it was, where Ducharme was hit in the head by her own teammate. And I don't know if you can
Yeah.
remember who that was or not. It was Aaliyah Edwards, right? So, I mean, when you have bad injury luck, boy, oh boy. I mean, because you and I talk about, what's your take on this? We talk about all the time on this podcast since we started talking about UConn women's basketball. Man, look, I mean, we've experienced just one after the other go down, right? But when you talk about this, I mean, how many times have you seen, somebody suffer an injury on this team that's due to their, it's not funny, but due to their own teammate. So again, when it comes to Ducharme, yeah, she's had that bad injury luck like all these other Huskies, on this team over the past several years. But then, I mean, how much worse can it get? Injured by your own teammate.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely talked about it. Unfortunately, way too much, but it's really just been a string of bad luck through all the seasons now, the 3 seasons we've been covering this team. And yeah, it was she got knocked around there, of course, unintentionally by Aaliyah Edwards, and I think that's how it all started with Caroline's injuries. And of course, Paige Beckers got injured during the all season when she was playing just a pickup game, and of course Ice Brady, Yana El Alfi getting injured before the season even starts, and I believe it was last year a couple practice injuries, or also players getting their heads banged up during practice. So yeah, we're just really hoping this season that we don't have to deal with any of that or get news on our phones the day before the game about players getting injured in practice or during an exhibition game or whatever the matter may be. But yeah, we're definitely all hoping here at the UConn Nation that we can somehow go through a season uninjured or very very minor injuries throughout this whole season.
All right, here we go. Stevie Kinsey said KK is a little ball of constant energy. KK and Ash having as much playing time as they did last year makes them seem like upperclassmen. Their experience they got last year will come in handy.
Definitely doesn't seem like they're underclassmen. That's for sure. It definitely seems like they've already been on the team for a couple of years now. But yeah, I think KK and Ashland are gonna have really really big years again for UConn. I definitely expect both of them to pretty much probably play as much as they did last year. But yeah, I'm really excited for that exhibition game to kind of see. Hopefully, we get a feel for perhaps what the starting lineup will be, or really just the first week of games to see how the minutes are spread out amongst these players. But I just can't see how Gino would, decrease the playing time or the roles of KK and Ashland moving forward into this season.
How about our good friend Jason D'Amico, Ryan? Our good friend said, I've been working too much when I accidentally sign off, listen up with regards instead of peace. Good show, fellas. And then he goes, peace.
Yeah, it's definitely a busy time for everybody. I'm sure working hard. Yeah, it might be for us. Gonna try to definitely get all the game recaps out, but hopefully we can get them out pretty quickly for you guys. But I know it'll be a busy time for both of us. Going on to continue when the season starts, and but yeah, we'll definitely try to get all these game recaps and all the game previews out as soon as we can to you guys.
I gotta save this one for last. Life is not fair sometimes, and I can't wait to see what Ryan has to say about this one. Michael Lawson said one more comment about KK is she just might win more championships than Paige after it's over, which seems unfair.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a possibility, and of course, luckily here at UConn, we always talk about the upcoming players and the recruits from high school, and we're definitely hoping. It looks like a very promising, another good batch of recruits we got out of high school, and even when Paige Beckers leaves after this season, obviously going to be a sad time for everybody as she hopefully continues her career in the WNBA. But we're definitely hoping to end on a high note. Of course, for Paige Becker's last season, I know that the expectations are really high ever since her freshman season, and then of course AZ Fudd came along, and the expectations were to win a national title. So we're hoping we can finally do it this season.
And I hope you can get some sleep, Ryan. And we will be back to see all your beautiful smiling faces for the next episode as the list, Ryan, continues to shorten right here on Listen Up.